with the recording. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It is August the 20th, 2018, in case we forgot the year it was. Anyway, I realize I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks now. I want to thank, first of all, Madeline and Bernadette and Maggie and whoever else I asked to step in for me. My mind is a little foggy on that. Thanks for your support and your help. Very much appreciated. I like to keep the calls with regularity so that, you know, it's not something people have to remember to do again. It's just something that is part of their scheduled routine, the rhythm of the business, as we put it. I hope you have a chance to watch the interview that of Richard and with myself on Wednesday. He's going to publish the link. And share it far and wide. We need more and more people to know the value of what it is that we have to offer. And he does a great job in speaking on behalf of the industry and the things that we need to address as an industry, but also just the things that we should be proud of. So very happy to have participated with him in putting this together. If you haven't already picked up a copy of his book, I'm not sure which of the lines is feeding back here.
Mike Barcroft.
Pardon me?
Mike Barcroft, I think.
No, I don't think so. He's muted.
Okay.
I think.
Muted.
By the way, just an FYI, it's ideal if you can use earphones just to prevent that. That way we don't feedback. So I think it's Connie. I think it's your microphone that's giving us some trouble, and I can't control it. Yours, that is. Don't know why. She must be offline. Okay. Anyway, if you haven't got a copy of this, Mach 2 with Your Hair on Fire by Richard Brooke, you know, all the stuff that I talk about, all the stuff that I teach that I picked up over the years from my mentor, Bob Proctor, are actually incorporated in this book. So simple, easy to digest, easy to read, easy to apply and understand. So just, I think, something that you want to make part of your education. In fact, if we do an update to the business plan, we'll incorporate this book as one of the things to read. Connie, if you can hear me, your mic is. Let me just see if I can fix this.
I know.
If you can just mute yourself, that would help. I think that.
I'm trying to unmute, or I'm trying to mute it.
You're trying
it's
to.
It's showing up on my screen.
Yeah, it sounds like maybe you have a bad connection, and that's why you're not able to. Do you want maybe try logging in again?
If I can make it, just get off.
Okay. I did. Many of you know that this is not working. Connie, I'm going to try this. Try logging in again. Check 1, 2. Nope. That is so weird that I have absolutely no control over this.
You don't have a mute all button?
I can try that. Let's try that. Check 1, 2. Well, that worked. Okay. Thanks for that, Maggie. If anybody else wants to unmute, it's still coming in. It's still coming in. Somehow Connie's thing is.
Sandra just came on, so maybe it's her. Sandra, mute out.
No. I'm seeing it on my end as Connie. So Connie, if you can just log out and come back in. I seem to have no control over your connection right now.
Weird. Okay, she's muted now anyway.
Yeah, it's still okay. Well, she's muted. All right. Well, I did put an incentive out for my organization. Most of you are in my organization, know about it. I just want to announce the winner for August 5th, the week of August 5 to 11, and the week of August 12 to 18. Those are 2 weeks. Each week there's a giveaway. If you are registered for the NICAN or for the Humans Being More Summit in Toronto, and you have sold a pack either to a customer, purchased one in your ID number, any one of the packs, 1 point for a water pack, 1 point for the energy pack, 2 points for any of the sleep packs. And the person with the most points in any week up to the end of this month will have their Humans Being More Summit ticket reimbursed. Of course, you have to be here to be reimbursed, but it's still a nice little thing to think about. And if you go silver this month, same is true for you. So in the first week, it was Dee Welsh, who's on the call. Hi, Dee. Congratulations. You got your Summit ticket reimbursed, so I know you'll be here because I know you're registered. And then Anne Brienza in the next week, this past week, she accumulated 6 points. Good for her, huh? She's got like 2 dream packs and 2 water packs. So good week for Anne Brienza. So congratulations. It's not too late. Every week we're doing this, so we're in the next week. I think there's maybe, 2 weeks left in this month? Not quite, but there's this week and next week. So please take advantage. If you're in my organization, if you're not, maybe you want to tug on the strings of your upline and say, hey, Mike did this really cool incentive for people going to the summit who sell packs this month. September would be a good month to offer something like that. And anyway, encourage that to happen. I want to also say, I feel like I'm alone. Maybe some of you can unmute. I feel like I'm just talking to myself. I want to thank all of you who have sent messages everywhere there is to send a message over the last week. As you know, my father passed away last week. And so it was a very difficult and challenging week, to say the least. It wasn't unexpected, but it was still hard. Mm-hmm. And I know that the thing I'm most grateful for is, well, obviously the life that he is infused in our family, but just that he doesn't have to go through the suffering that he was going through, which was really, really hard to see toward the end. I wanted to share something my daughter said at the reception after the, I guess, I'm not even sure what you'd call it, after we left the gravesite. We had a reception, and we were expecting maybe 120 people. We had food prepared for that, and we had about 160 people. And you know, Italians like to eat, but it's somehow managed. Anyway, my daughter Sophia said something really sweet. I mean, they all did, but it was their grandkids' opportunity to say something, and she said something that touched me, because it's what was a long and lasting impression that my father had on her, and that was, he was somebody who spoke what he felt and what he thought. He didn't mince words. He just said what he meant, and sometimes it was great, and sometimes it wasn't so great, but at least he said what he meant. And something that my daughter picked up was the idea of being her authentic self. So in front of everyone listening, she pledged that was one thing that she would do, is strive to lead an authentic life and be her authentic self and make no apologies for it. And I just thought, way to go. I mean, that is so awesome. And it comes to mind too, what Richard Brooke, in the name of his training, which will be, by the way, an optional training on Sunday. If you guys are in Toronto for the summit and you're not going to Niagara Falls, I highly encourage you stay back and watch and attend Richard Brooke's Authentic Networker training. He is one of the most authentic people I've heard in our industry, and I really appreciate that about him. He tells it like it is. He's a straight shooter. He's a class act, and you'll gain so much in your participation of that workshop. So other than that, I was really kind of curious and interested in how you guys are making out with the announcements of the end of July and how that's being incorporated into your activities. We've got 2 things that I think are really critical in the success and viability of our network marketing business model. One is we have a business plan, sort of a getting started brochure. And if you haven't seen it, this is it. It's a 2-pager. It's printable, or it's printed and it's printable. The PDF has been circulated on the tools chat. And if you're not on the tools chat, just send me a WhatsApp. You need to be on WhatsApp, and I can you send me a WhatsApp message, and I can send you the link so you can be on the tools chat. Basically, the tools chat is don't chat. It's the one chat I ask everybody, please don't chat. It's just a reservoir for tools such as this one, which is available on that chat as a PDF, or you can go to our tools supplier, Life and Balance Tools, and have them sent to you. The printed copy of this, which is in a card stock, really nice stock, like the $1 Million List. The fact that we have a plan, and then we have our most important packs, those two pieces are critical in the success of a network marketing business. So I think I'm curious to see how this has impacted you and your business. So I'm opening the floor to anyone who has had some recent successes as a result of that. We heard already that Dee Welsh and Ann Brienza have been taking advantage of this pack strategy, and it should, by everything we know, up the game. And what I mean by that is, if the message coming through via the tool that says, hey, this is what we do to start our business, and it encourages a pack strategy, the training, which I've always done, encourages a pack strategy, good, better, best. And now we have, in fact, packs, and they're getting this message, everyone's getting this message, then it should encourage a behavior. And that behavior is that people would be making decisions to get one or more of the packs, and not a freelance decision of whatever goes. It's hard to duplicate a business and create any kind of significant volume if you don't have some kind of a benchmark, a baseline, 500 points or greater. And I think that's what this is establishing. So floor is open. Any feedback out there on the application of this new strategy? Yes, Maggie.
My newest consultant she was going to order all 3 packs, but her business credit card didn't come through, so she ordered the sleep pack and the water pack, and she's going to order she ordered the sleep pack and the energy pack. She's going to order the water pack before the end of the month, so she'll have all 3 packs this month.
Fantastic. And
Plus
so
free shipping, 500 points from last month, so she's got a good leg on silver.
That's great. Fantastic. And doesn't it make was it easy to convey that?
Beautiful. Oh yeah, it was delightful actually, and it made sense to her, and she was ready to invest. And last month we were looking at all the products and everything, and of course it would have had to have been ordered retail rather than wholesale. So we went in this month and she looked at the wholesale price. She was like, oh my God, that's so much less than I thought I was going to need to invest. So it was a win-win there too.
Fabulous. Okay, cool. And then of course, with all points counting, that's another huge lever for anybody starting this as a business.
Yeah. Any
other stories out there? Yes, Dee.
So my fellow is still a customer, and Maggie was wonderful with a double ABC call with him, and he was just going to get the waterfall, but the pack piece and saving on the shipping as well. He said, oh, it only makes sense to do the pack. So he and his wife are coming tomorrow evening, which is the first time that we were able to get together with her work schedule, to watch Barbara Joseph, Suzanne Steele's Tune In Tuesday event and talk more and see some of the products. And Madeline also planted in his head, and his wife was on the phone about the possibility of doing the business. He doesn't want to because he's on a disability situation, but his wife could. So we'll see where that goes. So
fantastic. Hey, if you haven't used vocabulary, keep this in mind that you can ask somebody, hey, if you'd like to pay this forward, if you think this is a good idea for you, maybe you will consider paying it forward because it will pay back. In fact, if you pay it forward 5 times, it'll have paid you back the cost of yours. So it's one way of sort of helping people understand the pay it forward concept is multifaceted. It's a good idea that you're paying forward, but it's also going to pay back. There's rewards for that. And it's a simple process for helping people to learn about something rather than paying $1 million budgets to television and advertising companies, or paying off or buying off politicians and double blind study nonsense in order to convince the public that you got something good. This is a much more legitimate approach, because if you don't think it's a good idea, you won't pay it forward. But if you do think it's a good idea, why not pay it forward and then let it pay you back? So it's just a way of creating a new dialogue or a new way of presenting network marketing. So it's not such an ominous, big business kind of scary scenario. Most people can see themselves paying it forward if they think something's a good idea. If you really like it, hey, Ann, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't get on. I'm trying to do a few things for prepping
okay.
for tomorrow.
You're the winner of the August 12th through 18 incentive for the Summit Pass. So if you come to Toronto and you purchase your pass, you'll have a reimbursement of your ticket.
Well, I did already purchase my pass, and I'm looking forward to that reimbursement.
Get your reimbursement. Congratulations, 6 points.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Well, I wanted to bring up a couple of things. First of all, I wanted to thank Dee for a wonderful 3-way, and Suzanne. And, you know, those weren't necessarily people that helped me on the PAX. What really was the incentive, that it was fun. It's a game, you know, and you put it out there, and I like games. And so I said, well, you know, why not? And what have you got to lose? And people, I think it was easy to approach people with this because there were already people, they weren't new to Nikken. They had already had several items. And I just went through my customer list and said, oh, well, those people said they wanted to, you know, get more than just a water bottle. They want to now get the waterfall. Well, here you go. And I tried to be creative with, if they said, well, I don't really need the shower head. It's like, well, if you don't want it, I have 2 daughters that think it's awesome, and one's getting a new apartment with a second. No, I'll keep it then. You know, so I think just making it light and, you know, fun. And then thank you very much for putting it out there. And, you know, let's just keep on going. The packs make people think that they're getting something, that we're giving them something, which we are. You know, we definitely are. Nikken has afforded us this opportunity, and it makes them feel like they're getting a deal, and who does not want a deal? So
exactly. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, it's a deal that's not only offered in August, but obviously for consultants in their first 30 days, they can purchase, and they'll get that free shipping incentive on the water pack, which I think is, I mean, they've really greased the wheels of our business. Now, I've been in this business 26 and a half years, almost 27 years. So I've seen these types of things come and go. And when they come and they hit, they can really make a difference in creating a new movement, a new launch, a new movement, a new momentum wave. So I believe that everything is primed, not even primed. We're already in the process. Like, this is it. This is go time. So thanks, Anne, for leading the pack and letting everybody know that it is easy if you make it so, right?
Yeah, it's fun.
Cool. Awesome. Suzanne?
Today, I followed up with a customer who had a waterfall probably about 3 or 4 months ago, and she just reached out to me out of the blue because I'm doing activities, and she says, I'm interested in sleep. Do you have anything for sleep? So we met today, and she was originally a referral. So, you know, we had never met in person. She just bought the waterfall because she had tried it at her chiropractor's office. So today I went through and I had my little pad right here, and I had the picture of the packs, and I had my demo of my sleep pad, and she put that behind her back, and in 5 minutes she says, I think my back just adjusted itself. This thing is really great. And then I had the system for her to try. She's taking it home, but then she said, I have a son who is starting his senior year, and he's going to be an aerospace engineer. And he's really stressed at school. Do you think one of these packs would help him too? And I said, well, I know someone whose daughter, who is an aerospace engineer, whose daughter talks about how wonderful it is. And I have 2 nieces who went through college. She says, well, I think I might need 2 of these. And I said, well, by this week, if you figure this out by the end of this week, you'll be able to save a few extra $100.
Now, Suzanne, what are you holding up there? You keep holding that up.
Oh, I just quickly put down on a little pad of paper each sleep pad and what the individual components were and what the shipping was and what the pack price was. So I just did it in a very easy format for each of the things.
So you can quickly see the savings for the packs.
Yeah, and I did it for the water pack the same, just so it's real easy and quick for people to see.
Cool, good for you. By the way, Sophia is also studying aerospace engineering, so she's going into her 3rd year, so you could also make that note that she's not only the daughter of an aerospace engineer, she's studying aerospace engineering, and she's sleeping on an magnetic pad, by the way.
Well, I think I might need to do a 3-way with Sophia.
Okay, very good. Anyone else have something to add with respect to how this new strategy of the packs and the plan are coming together for you?
Mike, I have something to share. I have one almost new partner who has a sleep pack. It'll probably be delivered next week. And I have someone that I'm meeting with tomorrow to get her started. And she's had fantastic experiences with several of the products, the Kenko seat and the shower and the water filter. And she will probably be I'm not sure what she's going to be getting next, a pack to get her started. But I don't have this document that you've put up in the WhatsApp, the tools chat. And I would love to be able to get it by tomorrow, but my WhatsApp is not working because I don't have Wi-Fi, because I've sort of sworn off Wi-Fi because of the health issues, unless I'm traveling and have no choice. So I'm wondering how I could be able to get that PDF that you mentioned on getting somebody started. I haven't even seen it until you mentioned it tonight.
Okay, well, see, that's one of the reasons why we encourage WhatsApp. In fact, I mean, you might want to just turn it on so you can go and get updated and see the files are there. Now, how WhatsApp works, by the way, for some of you who may or may not know, if you're new to WhatsApp, if you just joined WhatsApp today and we hooked you into the group chat called Tools, you would not have access to any of the previous tools. You would now begin to have access to any of the tools that are shared on that WhatsApp chat. So it's best to ask somebody who's on that chat to share with you tools, and then they can just flip all the tools over to you, and then you'll have a whole repertoire of tools. What's great about WhatsApp is that once you do have those tools in whatever chat you're in, you can quickly access the chat. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with this, and I've done this demonstration before, but it's worth doing again because a number of times I'm asked for something more than once, and it's all right there. So let me just show you something about this. So I'm gonna do a search for my WhatsApp tools. I guess you can see that. You can see the tools chat right there. So I'm gonna click on that. And so here it is, the WhatsApp tools chat. Now, if I click on the actual name at the top that says tools, if I click on that, it opens up a sub menu. Now, this is true for the iPhone. It's also true for any Android phone. There is a menu that will open up. In this case, you can see the menu has a link, the very first link, which says links, media links and docs. If I click on that, it's going to show me 3 folders. You can see them at the top, 3 different folders. And in each of those folders is everything that's been shared since I've been on this tools chat. All the media, which is all the photos and everything that we've ever shared, all the links, which is any of the videos, etc., that's been shared, and any of the documents, all in any of the documents that have been shared. So it's a really beautiful way to get access to stuff that you may have shared. So if you're on a group chat or just any chat with a human being on WhatsApp, you can quickly access any photos, documents, media that you have shared with that individual or with that group really quickly this way. So this is why we use it, because it's just a great way to electronically share information that we feel is relevant to the times. So that's just a little update on WhatsApp. Any other input on this new PAC strategy and plan? And by the way, just to answer your question, Mrs. Kramer, maybe you can reach out to somebody via one of the message links that you have, and they can quickly flip you that document. It's 2 seconds.
Suzanne's taking care of me. Thanks so much.
Good. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, see how quick that is? Now, there was a time when I was involved in NECAN, and in order for me to make what just happened happen, I would have had to first order something, wait for it to get delivered. I would have had to then package it, send it some way, or deliver it some way. And that process was very time consuming, took a long time. Now we can just electronically communicate. So we definitely want to become savvy, especially where WhatsApp is concerned, because it's probably the single greatest tools app ever invented for our business purposes. So any other comments about this PAC strategy, how it's working for you? Anyone else?
I'd like to share a story, Mike. I have a couple people that last month, they're in the process with not a lot of income. So to earn income, to be able to reinvest, they got their 500 points in last month. So now this month, they're retailing packs with the free shipping. And the income, earning that extra income, have the opportunity to advance in rank. And it's helping them early in their launch to differentiate and to get more comfortable with the presentation part of customer and picking just a wristband or whatever, and someone who's really willing to, when they say they want to invest in their health, really invest in their health with a better deal. And also to help differentiate and to be able to say, well, I'm really looking for new partners too. So that has helped those that were in the process of own growth and looking at the business and their business launch.
Fantastic.
And it differentiated one of the 3 out to say, for right now, I want to pull back and just retail. Well, fine. So that helped with the pre-qualifying for just now. And she said it for now. May change my mind in the future.
By the way,
do for now.
You know what's happening now as of the 15th of the month. I don't know if some of you...
That was part of a reason. Yes, the weekly paycheck.
Yeah, I was in my account today and I was like, what are those?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that's right. We now get paid weekly for our retail sales.
And right now she lost her job, so she really needs the weekly, and that's going to be her focus. So fine, fill up your direct deposit now, and then when you're ready, you'll have people that have more products.
So that is another very compelling addition to the NECAN storyline. 43 years in the making is the idea that we can help people generate immediate cash flow and get paid on a schedule, on a rhythm that they're accustomed to in their traditional workplace. So I think that's huge, a huge selling point that we want to make sure that we keep track of, even your own. You know, go in there, take a look and see how it feels for you to see money appear in your account ever so quickly. So I think that's, again, part of the grease that makes the wheels spin even faster. Cindy.
Yeah, Mike, I was kind of just getting my momentum under me. I've been up since 4:30 this morning on the computer, just diving into NECAN. I just can't believe all the good things that are happening. Should I just call or should I email my old customers to let them know about this PAC deal?
Well, I can definitely answer that question, but I want to just open the floor because I think we got some really excellent retailers on the line who would have great advice for you on that. Anyone? Oh, don't all be shy now.
I scared them away.
I think that you should consider the customer and what modality they like to be contacted by. Many people in today's world, like myself, appreciate being contacted by text or email. Phone calls, especially if I don't know who they are, I can't always answer. And so if it's someone, however, some people like direct contact with a phone call or a written note. I think you have to consider your customer and attack it from that viewpoint. How do they like to be contacted? And you'll be
That I don't know because I've never had contact with any of them. They just order from me.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
I've got like 13, 14 people, you know, and they're all over the place, like New Hampshire, and they're in Texas, and they're in Colorado, and they're in California.
Time to give them a phone
North
call.
Carolina.
Time to give them a phone call and introduce yourself.
Yeah, that's
Tell
what
them
I
you
was thinking.
appreciate their orders and make them aware of the specials.
yeah, I'm not opposed to that. Or you might want to send them an email and just say, I would like to arrange a call to say hello. Very gracious, you know, for your orders. And I'd like to inform you about what's just happening.
Susan has very nice thank you notes. She's done really well with retailing and has that good follow-up with very nice personalized.
I
notes.
tried to go through, you know, Nikon itself, but that was so confusing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's not ideal. But definitely reach out. I mean, you should stay in touch with your contacts, especially if they're regular consumers. What I like to do is I like to do something special once a year for my monthly consumers. So I do something, usually around the Christmas holidays. I do something that makes them feel like I acknowledge them. I know that they're there, and I know that I appreciate that they're loyal customers.
Well, the thing is, none of them have ordered from me again, so I don't know if they were.
Well, okay, so they were one-time purchases. How about, I would really love to hear some feedback on how the Niken products have helped.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lori, you got your hand up?
Yes, two things. And I don't know if my sister's off or on right now, but she called someone that she had known a long time ago. And this woman was, she just had an aqua pour, and my sister was checking with everyone about filters and whatnot. And this lady had just found her aqua pour. And so, and now she may be a consultant because Suzanne reached out to her. So the worst they can say is, no, I'm not interested, but you really don't know. And then the other thing is, I'm very excited because my employee showed up today. I bought, because you can't buy it anymore, I bought a demo from someone who was getting out of being a consultant, and she hardly even used it. I bought a demo pad and a pillow, and I bought a pillowcase. And so I now have an employee, and I'm very excited because I know that it's going to work. I know whoever I give it to, they are going to have an experience and their life is going to be changed. And so the sleep pack is going to just be a beautiful thing to discuss with them because it works and it all works together. And I just think it makes it so much simpler. And I also believe that it's more professional. Instead of hunting and pecking at things, I just think it's a more professional way of approaching it.
I would just add to that, if you're going to lend products, especially valuable products like that, one of the things that have been very, very helpful over the years is the concept of benchmarking. The idea that you can ask very pointed questions that can quantify their current sleep experience. It could be everything from how many hours of sleep do they get, tossing and turning, do they get up in the middle of the night, go to the bathroom, how many times. Quantify it to the degree where you will get a really clean and clear, and they will as well, snapshot of the before. And I say that because people forget. It happens. And then you go to pick it up and they're like, well, you know, I'm not sure. But if you have questions that you could repeat that are quantifiable, then there will be a before and after. And some of those numbers may have shifted, even though they are not aware of it. then you can show them, here's the before, here's the after. What do you think? And that's just kind of like a aha moment for them where they realize, wow, this really does work. So just go the extra mile. If you're going to put your products out to work, do that extra touch point to get a better, and it also helps them recognize where the value is, how this product can impact more than just their sleep. It could be a number of things. For instance, what time of the day, another question you might ask is, what time of the day you normally find yourself falling asleep or starting to energetically get drained. These are quantifiable questions that you can then ask the next time around, and they will very likely have changed. And now you have a product that has proven itself.
I thought Dr. Lindner had like a list, because he did a study, and of course it was documented in magazines and stuff. I thought he had a list. I'll have to see if I can locate that, because
he did
have, I think, 10 questions.
Perfect. If you get that, share it with us. We'll post it up on the tools chat.
Kind of off the track. My mother's cat hasn't been feeling very well lately. And all of a sudden she starts coming into my room, and she's sleeping on my desk chair, which has magnets. And she's actually getting up in my bed. That's a magnetic bed. And I told my mom, well, she's not feeling well. And she goes, well, that magnets doesn't make a difference. And I said, oh, yes, it does. They are naturally drawn to those. And so she kind of started thinking maybe we had something there.
It's a good thing. You know, NECAN for 43 years have been trying to communicate that message. So I think
the twin pack with free shipping is a wonderful way to have the new higher Gauss demo pack. And if anybody still has the old original big bag, the twin fits in it for loaning.
So let me go back to my original question. The original question was, how is the business plan and the pack strategy impacting your business? So I don't want to belabor this point. I think we've covered it, unless we missed somebody who joined a little bit late. If you've got something you want to add. Otherwise, yeah, go ahead. I can't even read that.
I don't know what happened to my name.
I think you accidentally typed something.
Who knows? I'm Mary Ann Kelchner, and you were asking about the before and after evaluation. Just go to Dr. Lindner's website. It's called selfcarehub.com, and there's a column there called freebies. And under the freebies, there's a document called Wellness Profile, and you'll find that evaluation form right there.
Perfect.
Selfcarehub.com, freebies.
Awesome. Excellent. Dr. Lindner will be a keynote speaker at the Toronto Summit. He will be doing his presentation on self-care, which I think is a key component to addressing the first issue of our summit, which is broken down into various components. If you had a guest who was not involved in NECAN go through that entire summit, you would have a business partner by the end of it, not sooner. It will go through the mental and emotional shifts that are necessary in order to become somebody who, number one, appreciates the value of self-care. Healthy by choice is the first segment. Then they'll become somebody who becomes aware that if that's a choice, so is our finances, and our segment on wealthy by choice, which will be heralded by Bob Proctor, who will be getting into paradigms and shifting those paradigms around money issues. And then we move into the next day, which will really be the business skills and what it takes to create the kind of income and the kind of opportunity that our leaders are successfully creating internationally. So it'll be a real action-packed, jammed session. It's going to be full of content, really rich content from people who are making things happen. And then, of course, the gala evening is going to be just a real wonderful celebration of the leaders and a party and a chance to just kind of let loose in a kind of a classy way. I think you'll have a real enjoyable experience for sure. And if you've never been to Toronto, it is one of the nicest cities in the world, I think. And it's a great time of the year to come because it's when the colors turn, the weather is not so thick and heavy. It tends to get a little bit humid here in the summer. So it's nice. It's warm and cool at the same time. So you'll have a great experience. If you haven't already got your summit tickets, I want you to know, I think we're down to the last 50 tickets. So maybe less than that. I haven't even checked. So just an FYI, if you've got some people, or if you're planning, start nudging them along, because it's going to go. Anyways, that's it for me for tonight. Thanks for being on the call. I will definitely move to get a little bit more content going for you. This past week and the last couple of weeks have been very consuming, so I have not really had a chance to be fully in the game with you guys. I had something else that was of great importance to me in my life and my family's life happening. So on behalf of myself and the DiMuccio family, I want to thank you all for being part of my family, my Nikan family, and sharing in your love and your passion for something we share in common. I think you're going to enjoy the interview with Richard. One of the things that comes to mind is, especially in lieu of this past week or two, well, even more, but really the focus over the last week was the meaning of life, the purpose of life. And I was asked at one of the tables, one of the round tables at the reception after the funeral by somebody. They said, we're having this very deep discussion about the meaning of life. What do you think, Mike, as I was passing by? And I said, well, that's simple. The meaning of life is to experience joy. And they all just kind of like, yeah, that's a good answer. So I think, therefore, when we do the things that give us joy and bring joy to others, we're living life to the fullest. And you don't have to be on the top of a mountain. You don't have to be the most important person on the planet. It's just when you're doing something that brings you joy and joy to others, you're doing God's work. You're doing the work you were intended to be doing. And the joy that you feel is why you're here in the first place. So do more of it. And be your authentic self, because everybody else is taken anyway. So you just might as well be you. And have fun being you, and that's it. I think one of the things I can say that I'm very happy about the choices I've made in life is that the work that I do is work that brings me joy, and so that's not something I ever want to stop doing. So thanks for doing it with me. Let's just do it better, yeah, bigger, bolder.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks,
All right.
Michael.
Have a great evening, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.